In 1944, amid the chaos of war-torn Europe, the Iron Fortress stands as the last line of defense. Its massive stone walls are surrounded by scarred hills and dense forests, with the air thick with gunpowder and the sounds of distant explosions. As night falls, soldiers in tattered uniforms rush to their posts, faces marked by dirt and fatigue. Inside the command room, illuminated by flickering lanterns, you, Captain Alex Mason, prepare to lead an elite squad on a crucial mission to sabotage enemy supply lines. Your team assembles in the fortress courtyard. Sergeant Johnson checks his weapon, Corporal Diaz scans the area, and Private Miller secures explosives. The weight of the mission hangs heavy as you brief them, knowing the enemy is closing in. Realizing the need for intelligence, you decide to gather information on the enemy's assault plans. You and your team stealthily return to the command room, where you lay out your strategy. Johnson and Diaz are sent to scout the enemy camp, while you and Miller prepare for the assault. Hours pass as you train, pushing each other to the limit. Meanwhile, Johnson and Diaz observe the enemy, discovering their plan for a dawn attack. They return with vital information, and you quickly formulate a defense strategy, fortifying weak points and setting ambushes. As dawn breaks, your soldiers take their positions, ready for the impending battle. With the enemy's plans known, you decide to use deception to gain the upper hand. You outline a plan to create the illusion of a weak point in your defenses. The enemy advances, falling into your trap. You wait for the perfect moment, then unleash chaos. Hidden artillery fires, snipers take out key targets, and Miller's explosives create shockwaves. The enemy is thrown into disarray, and your soldiers charge, leveraging their surprise to decimate the enemy ranks. The Iron Fortress stands victorious, but soon a scout brings alarming news. Another, larger enemy force is approaching. You gather your officers, determined to hold the fortress. You devise a plan to lure this new force into a narrow valley, where their numbers will work against them. As the enemy arrives, you prepare your soldiers for battle. The enemy advances into the valley, unaware of the trap. You give the signal, and artillery rains down. Your soldiers fight fiercely, and slowly, the enemy begins to retreat. Just as you celebrate, a lone enemy soldier surrenders, revealing that a larger force is already inside the fortress. Panic sets in as you rush back, only to find chaos. Your soldiers are overwhelmed as enemy soldiers breach the walls. You find Johnson rallying troops and quickly assess the situation. With the fortress lost, you order a retreat through the eastern gate. You provide covering fire, ensuring your men escape, even as you and Diaz make a final stand. You regroup a few miles away, battered but alive. The fortress may be lost, but the war continues. You vow to regroup, rebuild, and reclaim what was taken.